Hi there, Mark McCarthy with another minute to help you grow the business. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room. I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm here for a few days at a conference. But the reason for this post is really about a person I'm never going to forget, and that's Patrick, the flight attendant on U.S. Airways today. And he did something really remarkable that I think is a great example for all of us to be thinking about. Patrick came down that aisle of the beverage cart, like flight attendants are apt to do, and except he did it a little bit differently. He'd say, you know, Deborah, what can I get for you? Or John, what would you like to drink? Or Mary, what would you like today? And or Mark, when you got to be Mark, what would you like? And we're all like, how's he doing this? He doesn't have a list. He doesn't have a passenger list. So I asked him, I said, how do you do this? He said, well, first of all, I do it because it's a really good impression. And I'm like, amen to that. But he said, I took a memory class years ago, and I just want to keep my brain sharp, so as we taxied out, I memorized all your names, and I used some tactics there. But really, he said, and this was the kicker, he said, we have all this information about who you are and where you sit, we just never use it. And that's what struck me was, it's big data. Yes, U.S. Airways has all that information, who's where, what seat. And I'm sure they're using it somewhere. But there are ways to use big data in such a way that it feels small, but wow. And that's what Patrick did. He made U.S. Airways feel like somebody who knows you. And you understand what I'm saying here. So that's really the lesson here. Big data has been around for a few years. It's a buzz term. Soon it will be table stakes, but big data is all that information that we're collecting on our customers. And you know, if you're on a website too long, a chat will pop up and say, do you want help? And that's all cool. But think about what Patrick did today. Memorized our first names, over 120 people on that plane, and used that big data that U.S. Airways collected in such a way that I'll never forget U.S. Airways. I'll never forget Patrick in this flight. What do you have as a small business owner or as a sales rep or an account manager? What information do you collect about your clients and your customers that you could use in such a way that doesn't make you feel bigger and more powerful, but smaller and more personal? And that's challenge yourself to go out there and look for that kind of stuff. I can think of 5 different things. Maybe you know every customer when they begin with you in your company. Maybe you know every time how many times they've been into your restaurant, because every time you take their card on, a lot of restaurants take the card. I mean, what are you doing to leverage the information that you're getting in such a way that gives an impression like Patrick gave today at U.S. Airways? That's the lesson. Till next time, grow the business.